There is a student in your classroom right now who is acing every test. They are reading years above grade level. They might even correct you on facts, but they sit completely alone at lunch every single day, and you have probably thought they're just focused on academics. They are fine. But what if I told you that student might be autistic and no one sees it because they are too smart? This is called twice exceptional autism, and it is one of the most overlooked presentations in our schools today. Let me tell you about Emma. That is not her real name, but her story is real. Emma was 7 years old and reading at a 10th grade level. She could solve math problems that stumped her teacher. She knew more about ancient Egypt than most adults. She was brilliant, and she ate lunch alone, every day, in the same corner of the cafeteria, reading a book. When her mom brought up concerns about Emma's social struggles, the school said she was gifted. They said gifted kids are often loners. They said she preferred books to people. They said she would grow out of it. She did not grow out of it. By age 12, Emma was depressed. She was having panic attacks. She was begging not to go to school because Emma was not choosing to be alone. She wanted friends. She just did not know how to make them. Emma was autistic, and her intelligence masked it for years. So let's talk about what teachers and parents need to watch for, because this is happening more than you think. The first sign is advanced academics with delayed social skills. This is the hallmark of twice exceptional autism. The student's intellect is years ahead, but their social development is not. They might be able to explain quantum physics, but they cannot figure out how to join a conversation at recess. They may dominate class discussions, raise their hand constantly, and share every fact they know. Other kids roll their eyes and groan. The student does not understand why. They think they are sharing information, and information is good. They do not understand the unwritten rules of conversation. That conversations are meant to go back and forth. That reading the room matters. That sometimes people want connection, not information. Neurotypical children usually pick this up naturally. Autistic children, even very bright ones, often do not. The second sign is intense, narrow interests that dominate everything. Gifted children have interests. Autistic, gifted children often have obsessions. A gifted child might love dinosaurs. An autistic, gifted child may memorize every species, every era, and every fossil location and talk about nothing else for months. They bring their interest into every subject and every conversation. They do not understand why this bothers other children. They are excited and want to share what they love. But socially, this can push other kids away. Adults often encourage these interests because they are impressive without realizing the social cost to the child. The third sign is extreme rule-focused behavior. These students often become the classroom rule police. They correct other students constantly. They become distressed when routines change. They may have meltdowns over small rule violations. Other kids find this annoying or strange. But what is really happening is that rules help the autistic brain make sense of the world. Predictability feels safe. Rule breaking, even minor rule breaking, can feel genuinely distressing. They're not trying to be difficult. They're trying to make the world feel manageable. The fourth sign is sensory differences that are dismissed as quirks. The child who only wears certain fabrics. The child who covers their ears during loud events. The child who gags at certain smells or textures. These are not personality traits. They are sensory processing differences. But when a student is academically advanced, adults often dismiss these signs instead of recognizing the need for support. The fifth sign is literal thinking that causes misunderstandings. Teachers use idioms and indirect language all the time. An autistic student may take these statements literally and become confused. When they do not respond the expected way, adults may think they're being rude or defiant. They are not. They are processing language differently. The sixth sign is difficulty with group work, despite high academic ability. In group projects, these students may try to control everything because they know the material and want it done correctly. Or they may shut down completely because they cannot navigate the social negotiation involved. Other students may avoid working with them. The autistic student notices this rejection, but does not understand why. They were trying to help. They were trying to do well. The seventh sign is masking at school and melting down at home. At school, the child may appear calm, compliant, and high-performing. At home, they fall apart. This happens because masking is exhausting. The child uses all their energy to fit in, follow rules, and appear normal during the school day. When they get home, there is nothing left. This leads to anxiety, burnout, and depression, especially in gifted autistic children who are able to mask well. So why does this get missed so often? Because many people still believe autism looks a certain way. They think autism means low intelligence or obvious struggles. But autism is a spectrum. Intelligence does not erase autism. It can hide it. Gifted autistic students are often academically successful, verbally advanced, and well-behaved. So adults assume they are thriving. But inside, many of them are lonely, anxious, and exhausted from trying to fit in. Emma was finally diagnosed at 13. After years of depression and believing something was wrong with her. After her diagnosis, she said she was not broken. She was autistic, and she wondered why no one told her sooner. Teachers need to stop assuming that academic success means emotional success. Parents need to trust their instincts. If a child is isolated, rigid, overwhelmed by sensory input, or struggling socially, they deserve to be evaluated, even if their grades are excellent. These children are not choosing to be alone. They are autistic and gifted, and they need support for both. They have enormous potential, but only if we recognize their needs before years of loneliness and burnout take their toll. Have you seen these signs in a student or in your own child? What happened when you spoke up? Share your story. These children are counting on us to see them. Let's not let them down.